It was a chilly afternoon in a small Midwestern town. The streets buzzed with ordinary life. Kids pedaling bicycles, workers clocking out of long shifts, families debating dinner plans. No one expected history to pull up beside the curb of the local KFC. A black SUV rolled into the parking lot. The doors opened. Out stepped Donald Trump, straightening his tie against the cold breeze. Beside him, Melania Trump offered her poised, familiar smile. Conversations inside the restaurant faltered before anyone even understood why. When the doors swung open and the couple entered, silence fell like a curtain. The scent of fried chicken and buttery biscuits hung thick in the air. Teenagers hovered over fries. A tired mother bounced a restless toddler. An elderly couple shared a quiet meal by the window. All eyes turned. Trump lifted his hand casually. "Carry on," he said, as if dropping by fast food restaurants were an everyday occurrence. Behind the counter stood Luke, 17, 3 weeks into his first job. His family had been struggling. His mom worked double shifts at a nursing home, and every dollar he earned mattered. When he realized who stood before him, his headset nearly slipped off. "Welcome to KFC, sir," he managed. Melania rested her hand lightly on the counter. "2 meals, please. Extra biscuits." Luke fumbled with the register, hands slick with nerves. Trump leaned closer. "Don't worry, son. You're doing a great job." The words hit harder than Luke expected. No teacher had said that lately, not even his overwhelmed mother. He steadied, entered the order, and handed back change, cash paid, simple and deliberate. "Sometimes it's good to keep it simple," Trump said with a small grin. Melania studied Luke kindly. "You have very kind eyes. Don't lose that." For a moment, the counter didn't feel like a small-town job. It felt like possibility. At a nearby booth sat Martha and Harold, married 52 years. Harold's health had been failing, but KFC had always been his favorite treat. As the couple passed with their tray, Harold pushed himself up slightly. "Mr. President," he said, voice trembling, "I serve in Korea." Trump stopped immediately and clasped his hand. "Thank you. We never forget men like you." Harold's fingers tightened. Martha's eyes shimmered. For years, she'd wished someone in authority would recognize her husband's sacrifice. Over chicken and biscuits, that quiet wish was answered. "You both are treasures," Melania said gently. Across the room, Claire struggled with her toddler, Ethan, who delighted in tossing biscuit crumbs to the floor. She looked exhausted. Sleepless nights etched beneath her eyes. "Looks like you've got your hands full," Trump said with a light chuckle. She flushed, just trying to keep up. He crouched slightly. "Hey, champ, you like chicken?" Ethan giggled, mashed potato smeared proudly across his cheek. Melania dabbed his face with a napkin. "Every mother knows this stage," she told Claire softly. Claire blinked back sudden emotion. She hadn't felt understood in a long time. Not by her ex, not by her boss, not by anyone. "Never give up," Trump added. "He'll remember you fought for him." And somehow, the weight on her shoulders eased. Near the windows, a group of teenagers whispered and filmed discreetly. One of them, Jake, scoffed, probably a publicity stunt. Trump stopped at their table. "What's your name?" "Jake." "I doubted everything at your age, too," Trump said evenly. "You don't have to believe in me. Believe in yourself. That's where it starts." Jake lowered his phone. The room seemed quieter than before. Behind the counter, the manager, Rosa, observed with growing anxiety. The fryer had malfunctioned that morning. 2 employees had called in sick. Now the president was dining under her fluorescent lights. "Is everything all right?" she asked carefully. "The food's great," Trump replied, "but leadership looks heavy on you." Rosa blinked, stunned. Melania touched her arm. "You're not just running a store. You're shaping young lives." The thought had never occurred to her. She had seen only bills, schedules, and stress. Yet something about those words shifted her posture. She stood straighter. Then the door opened again. Kevin, the delivery driver, stepped inside carrying supply boxes, fatigue written across his face. College debt, long shifts, unpaid bills. They followed him like shadows. "Grab a piece of chicken," Trump invited. "You look like you need it." Between hesitant bites, Kevin admitted he was studying engineering but feared he couldn't afford to finish. Dreams are heavy, Melania said, but worth carrying. Don't quit, Trump added. Every builder starts tired and doubted. Kevin nodded slowly. For the first time in weeks, he felt seen not as a delivery driver, but as a future engineer. At the back of the restaurant, Maria, the quiet cleaner, moved unnoticed with her mop. Most customers barely registered her presence. But that afternoon felt different. The air carried something beyond surprise or spectacle. It carried recognition, not of power, not of politics, but of ordinary people, workers, parents, veterans, teenagers, each carrying invisible battles. When the Trumps finally rose to leave, the room no longer felt frozen in awe. It felt warmer, softer, connected. As the black SUV disappeared down the road, conversation slowly resumed. Fries were eaten, phones buzzed, life returned to normal. But for Luke, for Harold and Martha, for Claire and Jake and Rose and Kevin, and even for Maria quietly finishing her shift, something had shifted. Greatness, they realized, doesn't always arrive with speeches or stages. Sometimes it orders extra biscuits. And sometimes, for just a moment, it reminds ordinary people that they matter. Maria kept her head down, mop gliding across the tile, used to being invisible. But Melania noticed. She walked over gently. You work very hard. Do people thank you? Maria gave a shy smile. Not often, but it's okay. I do it for my kids. A moment later, Donald Trump joined them. There's nothing small about hard work, he said. You're helping hold this place together. Maria's throat tightened. For years, she had carried quiet embarrassment about her job. Now, standing in the middle of the restaurant, she felt something unfamiliar, pride. The mop in her hands didn't feel nearly as heavy. Across the room, a man in a worn jacket decorated with military patches sat alone. His name was Tom, a veteran of Iraq. He kept his eyes low, as if hoping not to be noticed. Trump approached his table. Mind if I sit? Tom shifted. I don't need a speech. Trump nodded. Then I'll just listen. And he did. Tom spoke about sleepless nights, about feeling forgotten, about sending out job applications that led nowhere. Melania Trump rested her hand gently over his. You are not forgotten, she said softly. Not tonight. Tom's voice cracked. Nobody listens anymore. We are, Trump replied. For Tom, that simple acknowledgement eased a weight he had carried alone. Outside the glass doors, a homeless man lingered, hesitant. Rosa instinctively moved to shoo him away, worried about causing a scene. But Melania touched her arm. Let him come in. The man shuffled forward. I don't have money, he muttered. Then tonight, Trump said, gesturing toward the counter, it's on us. They bought him a full meal. He ate slowly, tears slipping down his cheeks. Nobody's treated me like a human in years, he whispered. The restaurant fell silent. Power, everyone realized, wasn't about status. It was about dignity. In the play area, 8-year-old Lily colored carefully inside the lines of her drawing. She stared up at Melania with wide eyes. You're pretty, she said shyly. Melania knelt beside her. And you are beautiful inside and out. Lily's mother leaned closer. She's been bullied. She thinks she's not good enough. Melania pulled the girl into a gentle hug. Never believe that. You're strong, too, Trump added with a grin. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Lily's smile seemed to brighten the whole room. Nearby, a nervous college student named Ben approached, holding a small camera. I run a student blog, he said. Why did you come here? Trump leaned back slightly. Because sometimes the best place to understand America isn't in Washington. It's right here. Ordinary people have extraordinary stories, Melania added. Ben recorded every word, sensing this night was bigger than a headline. At another table sat Pastor Williams, who had quietly observed everything unfolding. As the couple walked by, he stood. May I pray for you? The restaurant hushed as he offered prayer for wisdom, compassion, and unity. Heads bowed, including Trump's and Melania's. In that fast food dining room, faith bridged differences. Behind the counter, Luke's younger brother Joey rushed in, still in his school uniform, there to walk him home. This your brother? Trump asked. Luke nodded proudly. He's the smart one. Joey blushed. I want to be a doctor. Then be one, Trump said firmly. Don't let anyone tell you it's too hard. Melania added, Your brother is sacrificing for you already. Remember that. Joey stood taller, as if the dream had just become reachable. Near the window, Hannah strummed a guitar softly between shifts at a nearby cafe. Trump paused. You sing? Just small gigs, she said nervously. Let's hear it. Her voice, trembling at first, grew steady as she sang about hope and resilience. When she finished, applause filled the restaurant. Never stop sharing your gift, Melania told her. The world needs it. In the corner, a small boy sat with a cupcake and a single flickering candle. Whose birthday? Melania asked. Mine, he whispered. I'm 10. Trump clapped his hands. Then let's celebrate properly. Soon the entire restaurant was singing. Strangers cheered as the boy beamed, his once quiet birthday transformed into something unforgettable. Not every moment was smooth. Two men began arguing loudly about politics. Tension thickened the air. Trump stepped between them calmly. Gentlemen, look around. Tonight isn't about division. It's about people sharing a meal. The men glanced around, embarrassed, and nodded. Later, when someone requested a photo, more people lined up. But Trump raised a hand. No selfies with just us. Take pictures together, with your families, with your neighbors. Because tonight, Melania said, is about all of you. People gathered in groups instead, hugging, laughing, capturing something larger than a celebrity sighting. As closing time approached, Rosa stepped forward. We'll be shutting down soon. We've taken enough of your time, Trump said. Before leaving, he stood in the center of the room. America isn't built in offices. It's built in places like this, by families, by workers, by communities lifting one another up. Applause filled the space. Quietly, he handed Rosa an envelope. For your staff. They showed what service really looks like. Inside later, she found enough to give every employee a bonus, along with a handwritten note. Every role matters. Every person matters. Lead with heart. Tears flowed freely behind the counter. Luke hugged Joey. Maria called her children, voice glowing with pride. Claire held Ethan a little tighter. Tom stepped outside, standing a bit straighter. And as the black SUV disappeared into the night, the town understood something simple but powerful. It hadn't been about politics. It had been about people. That evening at KFC, they left with full stomachs and even fuller hearts.